I'm Sarah Fergani with KENS 5 News Now. New video shows the arrest of a Texas National Guard member accused of leading deputies on a high-speed chase and human smuggling while on active duty on the border with Operation Lone Star. And this is dashcam video toward the end of the chase in Kinney County, about 2 hours west of San Antonio. Sheriff's deputies there say 26-year-old Savion Johnson was driving near a checkpoint when he turned around and drove away. Officers chased him, then the SUV stopped and a migrant ran out before Johnson drove off again. Law enforcement used road spikes to stop the SUV and eventually arrest Johnson. They later connected him to the National Guard, saying deputies found his uniform and other guard gear in his SUV. Governor Abbott's office released a statement saying, in part, if the allegations are true, the accused is a traitor and criminal. Johnson could face 10 years if convicted. Deputies could not find the migrant. Two half-brothers allegedly preying on migrants and human trafficking them were taken away in handcuffs on Thursday. These are the two men, 35-year-old Jose Velasquez and 51-year-old Juan Velasquez. According to San Antonio police, they began investigating the men after a victim reported them to the National Trafficking Hotline last year. They allegedly recruited mainly Mexican migrants for their San Antonio-based transportation company. Police say they overworked the migrants and did not pay them.
They were altering the logbooks for the truck drivers, making them work more. They weren't paying them for that work, and instead they were threatening them to call immigration, exploiting their immigration status. They wouldn't pay them. Their job would be on the line. They told them if you didn't do this job, you would get fired.
Now, police believe there are more victims out there, so they're asking you to call SAPD if you have any information. Hours after a mom and her little boy were killed while walking in a San Antonio crosswalk, police have released the picture of the man accused of hitting them, allegedly while driving drunk. 56-year-old Marlon Daniels is now facing 2 intoxication manslaughter charges. According to police records out of California, Daniels was convicted of a DUI back in 2013. The victims are 39-year-old Vanessa Ramos and 5-year-old Solomon Lopez. Vanessa was just minutes away from her home, pushing her child's stroller off of Stone Oak Parkway near Canyon Ridge Elementary when the driver hit them Wednesday night. A memorial has been set up near the crash site near the elementary where the 5-year-old boy went to school. Neighbors are shocked and saddened.
Families walk here like almost every day. Like there's schools, there's an elementary school, so hearing that a mom and a kid were killed definitely is going to shift the neighborhood for sure.
Daniels remains in the Bexar County Jail now on a $400,000 bond. The structural integrity of parts of I-35 is in question after a local woman says pieces of concrete from a broken bridge started falling by her feet. This is 35 northbound over Palo Alto Road on the southwest side. A small section of the bridge wall is crumbling on both sides. The damage was likely caused by a crash last month. TxDOT closed the turnaround lanes, which are directly below the falling debris, to protect drivers. We spoke with Councilwoman Adriana Rocha Garcia, who said, though this is not the city's responsibility, she has taken steps to expedite fixing the bridge.
People are on the edge sometimes about things, especially we saw the Baltimore Bridge collapse last week, and so I feel like we should just stay ahead of everything as much as possible.
A TxDOT spokesperson also told us their maintenance department is aware of the broken walls and working now on a timeline to fix the issue. Some child care facilities in San Antonio may soon get property tax relief, and for some, it could be a lifeline. The San Antonio City Council passed an ordinance on Thursday giving a full property tax exemption to these businesses. To qualify for that exemption, child care facilities must receive state subsidies for lower-income families for at least 20% of their children and participate in the Texas Rising Star program, which bases funding on quality.
Cost of childcare is high and it's difficult for the average family to afford. I hope that these savings can be passed on to working families.
Now, according to the nonprofit Children at Risk, many child care facilities have been struggling since the pandemic. The best of the best in the food and drink industry in San Antonio were celebrated late last night at the Briscoe Museum downtown. The Culture Map Tastemaker Awards took place, and I had the honor of returning this year as host, announcing the winners in many categories, including Best Restaurant, Best Chef, Best Bar and Brewery. These are all voted on by food and beverage experts, and with so many great places to eat and drink in San Antonio, this was a tough competition.
Antonio's culinary scene is actually on fire right now. In fact, you know, we have a Best New Restaurant tournament, and we used to just have 8 new restaurants that would battle it out, and our readers online would vote for their favorites to determine the winner. We had to expand that to 16 because we had so many new restaurants who were worthy of being named Best New Restaurant. In the end, only one could triumph, though.
Now, to check out all the winners, you can go to the Culture Map Tastemaker Awards website. For today's forecast, Palmerales.
All right, Sarah, looked like you had a lot of fun, by the way. High temperature 86, lots of sunshine, a little breezy this afternoon, and then this evening at 10, temperature at 70.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. And that's KINS 5 News Now. I'm Sarah Forgani.